We awaken to the second quarter of our town adventure to see we have a new resident, Erwin. The construction fair has been hard at work and his shop is complete. We'll clear the rest of the town debt, back off into the world to continue the grind. We'll focus on wattle seeds for now, with some mining sprinkled in for good measure. Clover buys bush lines from us and we realise we've neglected it all day. This is not the best way to attract new friends. Finish up the day repairing some of the telly towers in preparation for the lab being built in the town. Day 27 has a request for cheese, and this reminds us we do not have any milk production, so that will need to be fixed in short order. We check the recycle bin for the first time and we're rewarded with a double bed. Finally, we can stop sleeping on the floor like a peasant and sleep in a real bed. We may still live in a tent, but at least we have a bed now. We place down our first keg and start some brewing before heading out. On our way back home, we get into a fight with a croc and kite him back to the humane research hub. We immediately speak to Rain, who has a simple request of a fly. We then go ahead and buy some crop spare in the form of watermelons and green beans. These are summer plants, so will be stored for now as we're in the final days of the summer season. We head out to bully a shark and accidentally step in the deep water, where the shark makes sure we understand the depth of our error. The shark is hurt now and doesn't want to come back to shore. We begin to regret throwing away the slingshot in the mines. Each attempt at a killing blow ends in failure, until a lucky flying spear thrust ends the encounter. We grab the flake and head off. Digging on the beach produces us some amber and we head back with it proudly above our head. John offers us 61,000 dinks and we use the money to start the house upgrade process. We shall tent no more. We waste most of the day hunting down an uncommon bug for Fletch, a lacewing, and we fantasise about the day Fletch will be at 5 hearts and we can give her a damn good ignoring. As the evening falls, we are forced to return empty-handed to Fletch, but still place some of our other bugs in our Cheetotorium for future requests. Day 29 provides us with a new house built as we slept. Grab a rare ore from the recycle bin and wonder what it could be used for. This will take quite some time to be useful, so we place it in our ore storage and continue onwards. We place a bandstand on the town square, as this feels like a building that should be the centre point of the town, somewhere everyone can meet and dance the night away. After some more terraforming, we bump into John on his day off and he sells us 3 iron bars. It's not really a day off if he's selling us stuff, is it, John? We spend most of the day fishing, and as the sun sets, we get what every person wandering alone in the dark wants to hear: an ominous whistle. Is it Negan? Nope. This is a rare trader, so we set off hunting him down. After some searching, we come across Ted Selly, a bucket-headed character who's willing to pay over the odds for creatures we killed or caught in the wild. He has a matching coat to us, which is not a good sign. We sell him all of our fish and receive 73,000 dinks in return. We take a look at his options, but realise the things we want are out of our price range, but he's still a useful source of income, so we set out picking up anything that crawls, flies or swims to sell back to this sucker at a premium. He is much easier to spot in the dark as he carries a torch, but our second haul nets us 32,000 dinks, topping us over the 100,000 mark once again. We do another round of fishing for a further 40,000 dinks to head back to town. Franklyn has visited the island for the first time, but we already know we need to hand over shiny discs. We hand over the stack and receive 240,000 dinks in return. It's also Franklyn's birthday, so we run out and grab his favourite, a cooked giant drumstick. We look at what Franklyn can provide and settle on a repair table, and after much mining we return with required items, commission the build and buy the repair kit, which is a consumable needed at this table. We carefully farm the wrong crops and destroy some more of our harvest. This lesson hard learned to separate out the crops. By day 31 our bandstand is complete and Franklyn has sent us our repair table in the mail. Not really sure how it fits in the mailbox, but considering I'm about to shove it in my trousers pocket, I don't really think the mailbox is our biggest concern. We chat with Fletch and pick up a vehicle license, unlocking a rowboat for level 1. We also add mining level 3 for the iron pick and go off to check recycling, which provides us with nice blue carpet for our new home. We pick up requests from the bulletin board and head off to find the crashed satellite that was reported as an object falling from the sky. This provides us some treasure and we head off to pick a fight with an alpha bush devil. We find the bush devil taking a swim and spend some time following the time-honoured tradition of jumping in circles to fight. The battle goes on for some time and we skillfully avoid most of the attacks. With only minor damage we kill a creature, collect the meat and then pick up some of the treasure that had spawned in the area. We have Rain visiting the island on day 32 and all she asks for is a fly. A nice easy request that gets our friendship levels a little higher. We go ahead and purchase some pumpkins and corn. Pumpkins need to be planted differently as they grow sideways, meaning that the squares around them need to be cleared as well. As we're in early autumn, this is a perfect time to plant the corn and get a maximum number of harvests. So we plough the dirt and get to planting. As soon as we start watering, the rain starts. At least it wasn't as soon as we finished watering. This reminds us we need to grab the weather device as soon as possible. We craft some fences for our pumpkin patch and begin to terraform the area. We plant the pumpkins in a square formation. Although this isn't the most efficient, it suits our needs. We place a fence and quickly claim more of the river to stop any crocs getting stuck inside the fence. The sun is setting by the time we've finished, so one last chat with Rain in an attempt to convince her to stay, but she's having none of it. Before bed, we grab our rowboat and set out to sea. This is our first vehicle outside of the hang glider and we immediately crash crash it into a beach. You are able to brake the vehicle to pick it up, but we're not aware of this straight away. As we don't have the fish book, getting anchovies is much easier at night as the fish glow in the water. We hand over the anchovy for the last task of the day and head to bed. On day 35, Fletch is impressed with how rich we are getting and informs us that she has a bank deed we can place. We immediately pick this up and pay off the 100,000 dink debt straight away. We place the bank next to Erwin's barn and set about collecting the materials. We grab a yellow t-shirt from the recycle bin and finally put an end to our weirdo pervert phase, now looking like we're in a bee cosplay instead. We donate a huntsman to the museum, which has been idly sat in our pockets all day, and this brings us to 43 specimens in the museum. Only 2 more will mean we can unlock the fishing and bug books. Rain is back on the island. This is our chance to convince her to stay. We provide her some clothes and she informs of her decision to move in on the island. We can't start building her home until the bank is finished, so we set off to raise the total museum donations to 45. This immediately spawns a fish book for 118,000 dink. By the 37th day, the bank is open for business, and we chat with Milburn, owner and teller of the bank. He explains how the bank works, with a small amount of interest being gained each day on depositing dinks, and the ability to transfer dinks into permit points. We deposit 100,000 dinks and begin the long process of making Milburn our bestest friend in the whole world. After all, he is the bank manager. As we are now at a population requirement of 5, we are awarded with a golden jackaroo statue from Fletch, and she asks us to upgrade her tent to a town hall. Of course we're going to agree, as Fletch has the last permanent tent in the town. She's letting the side down. We head out with our new fishing book in hand. This book is a game changer, as it can tell you the species of fish and how much they're worth before you even cast your line for the first time. It will also show a series of question marks if the species hasn't been seen or captured before, making museum collections a lot less painful. We snap a photo of Fletch and hand it in to Fletch. I guess she couldn't manage a selfie, but she's happy. She pays us 4,000 dinks. Day 38 sees a return of Franklyn, but also nets us our first 5-heart gift of 5,000 dinks from John. We check our account in the bank and see we made 143 dinks on our 100,000 dink deposit. It's not enough to live off, but it's still free money. After working through our morning tasks, we speak to Franklyn, who asks us for some sticks, which we immediately hand in. Before we even have a chance to sell him our shiny discs, Franklyn tells us he likes it here and wants to move in. This is great news, as Franklyn is the one to craft the endgame items we need in the town. We eye up the jackhammer, as this is easily the most useful right now, and set about collecting the materials. We hand all the materials in and just wait till the following day for the jackhammer to be delivered. We chat to Fletch in a nice new building and decide to place the plant shop and drop it behind Erwin's barn. Now this turns out to be a mistake that we fix in later days, as it's hidden away and easy to forget about. We grab a baby wombat from Erwin, as this is a creature that will be able to provide us with milk, and we drop it in its new enclosure, and we immediately see that the wombat eats grass and realise that we will need to extend the enclosure, as grass is not guaranteed to grow. After finishing up the requirements for the shop, we head out looking for unknown or expensive fish. We realise that a trevella is worth just over 7,000 dinks and is fairly common, so we spend the day catching these. As the evening presses on, we find another unidentified fish and set about grabbing it. This one's a little bit tricky and doesn't want to be caught, but we managed to land ourselves a yellowfin tuna, a fine addition to our collection. The morning brings us a new gift from Franklyn, the jackhammer. We hand in the new fish to the museum and head out looking for more unknown fish and treasure. We see another unknown fish hiding behind some crocs, and we grab it from right underneath a croco's nose. This adds a bonny tongue to our growing collection. Another unknown species is spotted, and the tarpon is included within the daily haul. Next up, we dance with the alpha croc, now with an iron spear. We use the croc's AoE attack to net us some free creature kills, as it appears they're not daft enough to attack the alpha, but they are daft enough to not run away. We find a nice position inside the croc's AoE and effortlessly take it out. As we explore, we hear the whistle letting us know that Ted Selly has arrived. We realise that we can build friendship with Ted and agree to a quest. We then hand over any spare creatures for the day, pays us twice a growing rate. We hand Ted a stink bug and begin the journey to friendship. We then do some focus fishing and sell the batch back to Ted to get another 80,000 dinks. We finish up the day by paying off the 200,000 dink debt for the town and head off to bed. Day 40 has Clover visiting the island. First off, we grab our humane research money and replace our traps. We tend the animals and complete some of the townsfolk's quests. Clover asks for Blue Moon Butterfly, a welcome change since some of the weird requests we've gotten from visitors so far. We sell off some of our artisan products and buy the coveted bug book. This now means we can identify most creatures needed for the museum. Only sea critters are out of our view. We head out and take a photo for the notice board quest and look for any unknown bugs. Swimming to one of the towers nearly ends in a nighttime drowning as we run out of energy in the water. Luckily, we have just enough in the tank to make it to the island. We finish off the night by opening up the animal pen for all the creatures to share and planting more grass seed for the wombat to feed off. Day 41, we expand the town once again by placing down Franklyn's lab just to the side of the recently renovated town hall. Once this lab is in place, we can start to order cool toys from Franklyn. Later in the day, we kill an alpha jackaroo and finish up the day terraforming. The 42nd day brings a new visitor to the island. This is Shiela. She has the most irritating lines of anyone so far, including the obnoxious Franklyn. Shiela trades in food and has refined tastes, requesting a damper for her first heart. On the plus side, she does pay a premium for different foods each time she visits the island. This time is cactus figs. We spend the day keeping ourselves busy and get some googly eyes and help our OCD by straightening out the paths around the bandstand. For the second day in a row, we have a new visitor. This time Julia, who's running a bug competition. The challenge to capture rare and expensive bugs to get more points. We sign up and head out to catch as many of the high-end bugs as we can. Julia is happy to buy the bugs off us as John's shop is closed for the day, and to be fair, this would have been a really short competition if she didn't. While marking up our new score, we check the scoreboard and see that John and Franklyn are tied first place with Milburn second. If we want to hold on to third, we're going to have to keep capturing bugs, but there's not much time left. We enter our final score with 10 minutes remaining. 81 is higher than the previous first place, but still only managed to net us third place. There's only 3 points behind Milburn. One more good bug would have gotten us second place, but with 6 minutes on the clock, it's just not going to happen. Day 44 is a day for the deep mine. We buff up with food and head down. Brought a lot of torches this time so that we can not only see where we're going but leave a breadcrumb trail of torches to see where we've been. The mine is kind to us today and we escape with 5 ruby chunks to sell to John. The 45th day has Melvin visiting and we complete his quest quickly. The rubies bring us a few 100,000 dinks, which allows us to buy another mining pass and pay off the town debt. We are now able to place a telepad in town, which will allow us to travel between the 4 teletowers quickly, but more importantly it will allow us to return home. We grab the construction material and leave the construction fairies to their work. On the 46th day we order a charging station from Franklyn. We're heading into the realm of power tools now, and this means that the power tools will never need to be replaced again. Doing some night fishing, we come across a Marlin, possibly one of the biggest fishes we've caught so far, so we do the only logical thing and shove it down our pants. A few moments later we come across another unknown fish, the blobfish. This poor creature regularly gets ridiculed by the town residents. It should really head back to the Stardew region where it is loved. On the morning of the 47th day we're giving a new charging station. Sheila is returned to annoy us once again, and again she asks for a refined item, the pavlova. As we've not yet started growing sugar, this ends up being a terrible quest to accept, and we are doomed to lose the small win in friendship we had previously. We console ourselves by selling tomatoes to Sheila at a premium. We have a stack of 50. An alpha croc has been spotted on the island and we're dispatched to deal with the evil creature. The fight does not go well, but it does end in victory. There are no trees to blame this time, just some mistimed jumps. We take the opportunity to clear out the local treasure spawns before heading back. We find some amber as the sun is setting and head back to town via a new tele-tower network, managing to catch John just before he closes for the day. Day 49 tells us we have a new visitor to the island, Sally. Sally is a hairstylist and another person we must convince to take up residence on the island. The later visitors have become more challenging as they either have more refined tastes or need more hearts than the initial set of residents. Check the recycle bin and find a pearl. Something useful is always welcome. We drop down the weather station to see how it works before moving its permanent home by the bandstand. Crop watering is incredibly depressing and it takes a long time to unlock Fletcher's new license, but we still soldier on. Having the weather station will show us days when it is going to rain, meaning we don't have to slog through the fields with a watering can. We can just simply leave it for nature to take its course. Another alpha croc needs to be dispatched. It's starting to feel a bit like an infestation at this point. We have some unexpected help from a local croco who's challenging the alpha for dominance, so the fight ends quickly. By day 50 we're at the halfway point of our journey and Milburn sends us 10,000 dinks in the post to celebrate. Well, he maybe doesn't know it's for celebration, but he still sent us 10,000 dinks. We immediately head down into the caves in the hopes of getting a repeat on the ruby count, but this time with even more torches. We head into the treasure room to see what goodies we can bring back with. The jackhammer makes short work of any of the nodes, and the hang glider means escaping for fights we don't want is almost trivial. A far cry from even 25 days ago when we were forced into almost every fight and had to use a pickaxe. The bats are still annoying though. We use a meat pie to double our damage output and dispense one of the bush devils with relative ease, even while taking some damage. We make it through a number of treasure rooms and return with 2 rubies. Not a perfect haul, but still not a bad way to finish out our halfway goal.